if you struggle with morning anxiety or low mood and it impacts your day and then it ruins how you experience your day, then you're not alone. I'm going to share with you in this episode something that I train my clients on that helps them to transform their lives and help their clients to actually live good lives. This is a part of emotional intelligence and leadership, and we use it to lead our own minds. Now, here's the thing. Emotions are a natural part of life, but many of us, we fall into two camps. Now, these two camps, if you think about the two types of people, like this is a generalization, but if you think about these two types of people, you probably fall into one of these two. Number one, you either feel emotion and you get so indulgent in it that you get really, really stuck in it. And as you get really, really stuck in it, you fall into this stuck mode or this freeze mode where you can't function or you feel like you can't do the things you want to do. And you get stuck in deep sadness or anxiety or even anger and frustration. And what that does is that it stops you from pursuing the life that you want. This is one of the reasons why millions and millions of people get stuck in procrastination. They're unable to do the things they want to do. And for years, they waste time, their valuable life, in not doing the things that they want to do and being stuck in this emotional state. This is one group of people. The second group of people is that you push yourself through every emotion. You don't allow yourself to feel anything and you block it. And there's a good reason for that. You block it because it has caused you pain in the past and you don't want to get stuck in that. You don't ever want to get to that point again where you feel like you're non-functional. You can't do the things you want to do. And it has served you to do this because then you can go after your dreams, you can create your projects, you can live your life. And what you do is you really hard knuckle your way through life. You bulldoze your way through these emotions and you just don't stop. And what that has done for you is that it's allowed you to create the results in your life, but it's also stopped you from having good relationships. It's stopped you from enjoying your life. You feel like life is an uphill struggle. And a lot of times you get stuck in this pursuit of being happy, but when you can't be happy, you give up and you just hard knuckle it through, bulldoze your way through it and create the results that you want. So you get the results that you want, but you never get to enjoy it. And a lot of times, like if you're in this camp, you might get to a state of burnout. Many of my clients, they come in with having physical symptoms that are now impeding on their life. Like they can't do the things that they want to do. Sometimes they get to the point where they can't get out of bed. Now, this happens because you push yourself through everything to create the life that you want, but you don't get to enjoy it. And so these are two camps that many people struggle with. If you're one of these people, you're either feeling the emotions and getting stuck in it, or you're not feeling it and you're running at 100 miles an hour, but you keep on crashing in your relationships and in other things. And people start to think that you're a really difficult person. So this is what a lot of people are struggling with. Now, where does this begin? This begins in the morning. As soon as you wake up into this feeling of sadness or this feeling of apathy, boredom. You feel this, there's this almost like this inertia, this feeling inside of you, even though you've had a full night's sleep, you wake up and you feel unsettled and you feel maybe a little bit anxious or a little bit angry or under pressure. And when that happens, you feel as though you have to just get into your day and you do the tasks, your kids and your work and your projects and whatever it is that you need to do, you get into those things. Or you get stuck and you don't do much of it and you just procrastinate it. Either way, what happens is that we feel stuck and we lose all peace of mind. And so there are two things that you can do that I want to share with you in this episode that will help you to just break out of that. And I want you to practice this. This is a skill set. This is what I train coaches and therapists to use to help their clients. This is what I'm going to share with you so that you can help yourself. This is fundamental in changing your mental and emotional state. So one of the things that you got to understand is that very often we think that we're just getting stuck in these emotions. We don't know why it's happening. And we put it down to the people around us. We put it down to, what's happening in our lives that we're unhappy with. And when you put it down to those things, what's going to happen is that you're going to get into strife and conflict with the people around you. But here's the really, really simple thing to understand. Morning highs and lows, or these emotions that we don't like experiencing, they're a measure of your emotional state. The emotional state is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us, that it is the state of the heart. Like when you think about the mind, like traditional psychology teaches you that the mind is your brain. Whereas the Quran, we're learning that the mind is a combination of your brain and your heart. These two things together form your mind. And so when you want to feel good and you want to feel secure and you want to feel like you're not feeling under pressure, you're not feeling anxious or overwhelmed with all of the things in your life, you got to do two things that will set you free in that morning, like today. And I want you to start practicing this today and start doing it for the next 7 days. And you will see the impact that it has on your life. It will be profound, inshallah. So you start by beginning your day with a fresh new start. One of the things that I train them on as we learn the basmala is the saying of Bismillah, like, in the name of Allah, or, you begin with Allah. Begin afresh every day. Every day, you got to tell yourself that you are beginning, but you're not on your own. You're not on your own. You're never on your own, because you have the creator of the heavens and the earth. You have your creator who's going to help you through the whole of your life. And so what we do is that we tell ourselves that we begin afresh every day. So the minute you wake up in the morning, like, you have to have this mental mindset of starting again. Every day is a fresh start. So starting again, what that does is that it helps you to start afresh. No attachment to the past, no attachment to the future, because those two things create confusion and it will stop you in your trend. And so this isn't that we're averse to the future. We are focused on the future, but in order to build an amazing future, you got to have an amazing day today. And so what we do is that we choose to begin afresh today, and we choose to have a good day today. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, what you want to do is you want to choose that this is a fresh new start, and you're doing it Bismillah with Allah, which means that you have this safety net now, right? And you choose to focus on something positive. You begin to focus on the things that are going to make you feel good. Now, what is it in your life that you could focus on that makes you feel good immediately? Like, these are the things that we take for granted. Having your family, your children, your health, your wealth, all of the good things that you enjoy in your life, the holidays, the cars, whatever material possession you have. These are things, they're utilities. You utilize them to facilitate for your life and like to have a more easier life, or to achieve more, or do more, or become more. And what I want you to focus on is becoming more. Becoming more is by giving yourself a fresh new start every single day. So if you make a mistake and you made a mistake the day before, you can give yourself a fresh new start today. If you are ready to up-level your life, you give yourself a fresh new start today. And so we choose to focus on the positive, something you have already in your life, because what you have already in your life is not difficult to see. One of the problems that we have is that we're always looking for stuff we don't have, and then we get ungrateful, we get unhappy, we get sad or angry or frustrated because we don't have those things. So first thing in the morning, get yourself into a state of reminding yourself and bringing yourself back to this one decision that you're going to make every single day, that this is a fresh new start. This is a fresh new day. This is a fresh opportunity. And you go into it with total positivity. We call this husn al-dhan, but what you want to do is you want to have total positive expectations of that day. And what you do is that you get your mind to refocus on this one thing, like a fresh new start. Bismillah. So this is the first thing. The second thing is, I want you to mentally anchor yourself. What is a mental anchor? A mental anchor is when you connect your mind to your creator. When you connect your mind to your creator, where you're going to feel safe again. You're going to feel like you could do this. When you feel like you're on your own, when you feel like you're alone, you're going to find it very, very difficult. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we don't just make a decision every day to make this thing better, but we make a decision to actually anchor our mind to the creator. Your creator has a power that you don't have. What we can do is limited, right? But it's unlimited the minute you anchor yourself to the unlimited creator of the heavens and the earth. Because limitation is only for the creation, for the likes of you and I. And so what we want to do is we want to connect to the divine Azza wa Jal so that we can get what we want. And if you start your day fresh, like as in give your mind a fresh start, take your mind to this place, then what you're going to do is that you're going to start afresh every day, and you're going to focus on the positive. You're going to focus on the good stuff. You're going to focus on what you already have. And if you sit and ruminate on that for a little while and just practice this all requires practice. Look, this is all practical stuff. This is not theoretical. So if you take this and start practicing it, putting it into your life, then what you're going to experience is a very different experience. Because what happens when the mind starts to focus on the good stuff? What happens when the mind starts to focus on that holiday that you booked? You start to get excited. What happens when the mind focuses on seeing your spouse? You start to get excited. What happens when your mind focuses on seeing your newborn baby? You get really, really emotionally high. You start to feel a high. So the mind needs to be focused on the good stuff. And secondly, you need to anchor your mind to your creator so you feel a safety. That safety is like a safety net. It is going to give you mental clarity. If you feel like your peace disappears and you practice this in your life, you're going to regain your peace. You're going to be able to restart yourself and take yourself to the next step. And this will help you to create the best possible day. And think about this. If you could have 7 great days, or even like you've slipped on 1 or 2 of those days, but you had 5 great days, you've got a good week. If you have 7 great days, you've got a great week. If you can do this for an entire 90 days, you're going to have a great quarter. And so if you want to do this, and you want to do this with my help and the coaching and the Quranic psychology model, the science of the nafs that I share with my students, I'm sharing this for free on this channel, but specifically on my newsletter. I'm sharing this stuff every couple of days so that you can up-level your life. For the next 90 days, we're going to create the most profound changes in our lives. If you want to transform your life and you want to do it in the next 90 days, click on the link below and join the newsletter. I'll be sharing this stuff with you on a regular basis. I'm going to be doing these lessons every week on YouTube, and I want you to take this and impact your life with it. Impact your life with it, grow your life. This will help you grow exponentially. Listen, this has helped me to change my life completely. I have transformed my life based on this. Tens of thousands have used what I share to transform their lives, rebuild their lives, and to create their lives the way that they want it. I've trained coaches to take this out to help many, many of their clients to transform their lives, to rebuild their relationships, to rebuild their lives in a way that they love. And in this next 90 days, I'm going to be doing that on this channel, on my newsletter. I'm going to be sharing every other day. I'm going to be sharing stuff, snippets that you can use. And if there's nothing else you do except to take this stuff and practice it in your life, practice it. Because when you do, you're going to see and experience the emotional calm, the emotional peace. Peace of mind will come as a result of you doing this work. And inshallah, this will help you to up-level your life faster than you've ever done before. So I'm going to leave you on that. Jazakumullah khair.